What's up? What's up? Hold on, gotta let everybody know we live. Sorry, I was a few minutes late. I was having some issues. But we here, baby. Let's see. What's up? Let's see. Live making weekly watch list. Awesome. All right. Ready to rock and roll. How we doing, everybody? And then let's get live for everybody on TikTok as well. Let's be nice to them, even though they're watching on TikTok. All right. Creating a weekly. They be hitting. They definitely be hitting. That's for sure. Cool. But yeah, the main thing that we talked about last week, anybody remember? There was one thing specifically that we talked about last week that I said was my number one setup. Does anybody remember? Or the number one thing to watch for the week? Let's see if anybody remembers it. If anybody took notes on it. Give you guys like 30 seconds. And then we're going to start hopping into these levels. Yes, Bookmap. I use Bookmap every day. Every day when trading. Does anybody remember the one setup? Yo. Thanks for tapping in on a Sunday evening. Not demand. It was a level. There you go. Pullback with the daily squeeze to the daily 21 EMA into a new high. Go watch the recording from last Sunday. We talked about it. Daily 21 EMA. We want to look for SPY to pull back to it. Yes, SPY. Either or. Look for it to make its support. And then look for us to move into new highs. And that's exactly what happened. If you don't believe me, like I said, it's in the video. Go watch it last Sunday. We talked about it. And I still have it in my scratch pad. SPY. Daily squeeze. But yeah, we're at new all-time highs. So let's hop into these ES, NQ, SPY, QQQ levels, and then we'll start looking at individuals and look at a few for you guys, and then we'll call it an evening. So let's start with ES. Now, I did have a lot of people reach out to me over the weekend on Instagram asking, how am I going to trade now that we're at all-time highs? The best way to trade is Fibonacci extensions. That's it. So the main thing I'm personally going to look for this week is going to be for price to pull back down towards that previous all-time high. So 4841.5 and then 480 on SPY. Maybe it happens in the overnight session. I don't know. But if it happens tomorrow, anything towards 4841.5, I'm very interested in trying to get a bounce there. So that's going to be the main thing I'm going to watch. Little ascending triangle breakout. But if we continue to rally from here, depending on where we end up topping out, it could be at 4,900. It could be at 5,000. 5,000 is going to be a huge level. And actually, we're trading pretty close to it. So definitely a level that you want to mark on your ES chart. But if we were to rally all the way up there, obviously look for a rejection. But say we got up towards like 49.20 or 49.30, and then we started topping out and pulling back. From there, I'll take my Fibonacci retracements from this low to wherever that high ends up being. So if we ended up topping out here, I'll take that. But if we move higher, then obviously we'll just move the retracement. So depending on when that happens, we can use that, or again, bounce here, reject up here. And then as far as levels on the way up, the only thing we can rely on now is extensions. We don't have any resistance that we can use. So extensions are going to be the way. Just go ahead and throw all these on. So you can see in the overnight session, we went straight to that 127 right there. We get above there, 49.2770, and then 5K. Now we got another 127 there. We want to watch that. Could be potential resistance. But this is how we have to trade if we're at all-time highs. So those are some of the levels. Let's go to the monthly on ES. The huge extension that I'm aiming for is all the way up here, 51.63. But these are the only resistance levels that we have right now. So we get above 48.91, got another, 30 points to the upside, and then after that, it's about 73 more points. So that's all my resistance that I'm going to be watching this week. Again, personally would like to see that pullback, but that's everything on ES for now, unless there's anything on the 4 hour. Pretty much tested that 4 hour demand on Friday, and then just nuked to the upside from there. So yeah, cool. Everything on ES is good. Let's do the same thing on SPY. Again, would really like to see a pullback down towards that 480 level. Anywhere from like 480 back to these highs right here. So it's around like a $3 range, or like a $2.50 range. But previous all-time highs, 480. And then the resistance point that we had last week, or last couple of weeks, same area. Like 477.50 all the way up to it's supposed to be 480. I don't know why I marked that. There you go, 480. So we're going to look for a bounce there. Depending on where we top out, we can do the same thing. Take the Fibonacci retracements, pivot low, pivot high. But other than that, we got to rely on extensions, which is here to here. Boom. There to there. And then the main one. There to there. Cool. So yeah, 484, 42, psychological levels, 485, 490, 495, etc. But then after that, 500. So these are my resistance points for next week on SPY. So bounce here in this area. If we come back, resistance points, not gonna try to reject anything until we hit 500. Like, I don't have a reason to try to reject this right up here. So also take 2 seconds, make sure you guys hit that like button. It would be greatly appreciated. What percentages am I looking at? Everything over 127, 1618, 2618, 4236. Alrighty, NQ. What's up? Alright. I mean, for NQ, if it pulled back to this previous high, I'd be interested. So like 17.16625. Would be interested in that. Same thing if we end up topping out and pulling back just a little higher, like say we move up towards like 17,700 or whatever, we can take this low to high and then wait for the retracements, just wherever that ends up being. So gonna watch that. Then we gotta start playing the extension game. So yeah, that pivot high, pivot low. Then we have that pivot high, pivot low. We already cracked that. We have that one. That's it. I have no resistance until we get up here, and then there, and then obviously we got a little higher that we can go after that. Got a fib cluster way up there. Cool. So that's everything on NQ. Let's hit up QQQ, and then we'll look at individuals and see what we can find. What is that? 423.78. Would be interested in a bounce on QQQ around 413. Already well above all-time highs. Boom, boom. Cool. So next level I have is 423.78. Get above there. I don't have anything for what, $18 to the upside. So definitely a lot of room if it can continue over that 423.78. And then we're talking 450, 461. So, and then again, bounce down here, 413-ish. That's everything on QQQ. Awesome. I personally wouldn't touch save. I also don't trade stocks like that. Cool. Let's run through the day trading watch list, see what we like. If you guys got questions, feel free to ask. Gonna get the messy chart. There we go. Alrighty. Apple filled the gap. Was personally watching that gap for the bounce at the 61.8. Unfortunately, I think it actually, I can't remember. Okay, never mind. I thought it hit it in the pre-market, but nothing on Apple I'm interested in. AMD, just lots of strength. They report this week. Speaking of which, I don't even know who reports this week. Hold on. Earnings Whisper. Did they not post it? There it is. All right. Who we got that's big? Netflix. Tesla, that's going to be big. IBM is going to be big. Don't really care about the airlines. I'd say Intel is going to be decent. Visa. American Express. But yeah, I'd say the biggest two this week are going to be Netflix and Tesla. Definitely. And then Microsoft's on the 30th. Cool. All right. Is AMD next week? AMD's next week. I mean, AMD's trading at all-time highs. It destroyed the all-time high, actually. 165. Personally, this week, I'm just going to watch AMD for an uptrend entry. It's strong and definitely has room to continue. Just look for uptrends. As far as the price target, 194.35 to like 197 is the next two levels that I have. I don't think we have anything else. Yeah, no, we don't. So, AMD, that's going to go on the weekly watch list. I'll give you guys this weekly watch list as well. Boom. Because we're trading at all-time highs, we have to use extensions. We can't use the 50 or 61.8. Yeah, we can talk about the AAP. So I am currently in this swing. We're in the $65 calls for next month. But this is just everything I look for in a swing. It's right here. We have a daily squeeze. We're holding the 21 EMA as support. We got the stochastic buy signal. On balance volume is breaking out, setting a new high. And then, again, the squeeze with the up arrows. So first price target personally for me is going to be up here towards like this 66 level, if we can get up there. But if we just go and look at every swing I take, it's the same thing over and over and over again. Uranium, same exact thing. We got in over here, caught that entire move up into like almost 30. So we caught that. Costco, that monthly squeeze. I'm still holding equity on this. We got in right here. My average is 512 on the equity. Caught this entire move to the upside. Just every swing I take, it's the same setup. So after showing you those two setups, and then going and looking at AAP, it's the same thing. So now for this, just personally looking for more upside. But yeah, I like it. What are we on? We're on AMD, so looking for more upside there. Amazon broke out that little flag we talked about on Friday. I mean, there could be setups throughout the week. It's not like my favorite, but there's definitely setups there. Boeing. Boeing's probably going to fill the gap. Oh my God. Don't be doing this to me now. Y'all still hear me? All right, we back. Cool. If you want to watch Boeing, it's probably going to fill the gap in the pre-market if I had to guess. That's just super close. But if you want to watch it, feel free. Personally, not going to. Coin, don't care about. Costco, we already looked at. CRM. That's just ripping. Google, they report in. Let's see, next week. Finally broke above that huge level. Yeah, I'm going to do a video on Trade-Evade here in a little bit. Just been working on some other things. There's a good chance that Google actually goes and tests all-time highs. It's not too far. It's only about $4 away. So maybe just a Google uptrend this week. See if we can find one. So I like that. IWM's got a really nice monthly squeeze. Watching this for a swing, definitely another thing I want to keep my eye on. It's going to be this Diamonds, DIA. So it has the daily squeeze, which, fingers crossed, hopefully this can pull back tomorrow. What's up, Perkins? Pull back tomorrow or Tuesday, and then we can get a swing entry on this, ultimately aiming for 390 on it. But I really like that structure that we got going on here. I think it sees 391.90 based off the monthly. Boom, just those monthly extensions. So gonna watch that for a swing this week. IWM is gonna be a longer term swing, probably a leap. Hey, if you give me 100K likes on TikTok, I'll take it. Seems a little far-fetched. Meta isn't that far from all-time highs either. Did it already hit it? Made all-time highs by 3 cents. So maybe something on Meta. I want to see what happens tomorrow. If we can gap above it, maybe come down and retest it. Or if it just pulls back. We'll see. But maybe something there with Meta. Just going to have to wait and see how the market opens tomorrow, or just progressively watch it throughout the week. What's up? Microsoft. They report, so I don't really care about Microsoft. Same thing with Netflix. They report. Don't care. If you want to continue to watch NVIDIA, I mean, it's right. It's probably going to go to 600. But this thing is just so overextended. Personally, nothing on it from me. PayPal. Huge volume on PayPal. I don't know why. Massive weekly volume too. I like that. However, a setup I don't like. QQQ we looked at. Roku hit the 50% retracement. It's got that little wedge right there. Actually, depending on how Netflix reports, we could watch Roku. So let's put Roku on the side. It bounced to 50. It's got the little falling wedge. Let's just see how Netflix reports, and then Roku will likely piggyback off of it. We looked at SPY and then Tesla. I mean, if Tesla got down to 200, but they report. So the same thing, don't really care until they report. All right. Like AMD, Google, Diamonds, Meta, and Roku. So let's run through some scanners and see if we pick up on anything. Let's see. I'll get the scanners pulled up for you guys. Picked up on a decent bit there. We're gonna run through 4 of my scanners and see if we get anything good. That was 3, and then where's my 4th one? There we go. All right. Make sure I didn't miss any of your questions. Yep, I'm already in AAP. Got a decent bit to go through today. But yeah, these are the scanners I go through every single weekend, multiple times throughout the week. These are the 4 scanners that I use to find all my swings. Very simple stuff. Then again, real quick, if you guys haven't, take 2 seconds. Make sure to hit that like button. It would be greatly appreciated. We got 120 people in here. 65 likes. So take 2 seconds, hit that like button. It would be greatly appreciated. Now let's run through. We're going to do this one first. Boom. 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 Scanners are for finding me setups that I like. It's got certain criteria put into it. So all I got to do, open up the scanners. Has exactly what I'm looking for. So Disney actually doesn't look bad. I don't remember the last time Disney was on my watch list, but nice weekly candle. I think Grizzly asked me about CLS for a swing. But Disney looks good. If the market were to be strong this week, I definitely like that daily squeeze. If we get above that high right there, maybe for day trades. And then let's see, CLS. Oh, never mind. That's not it. Nope. The scanners are secret. They're my secret scanners. But I like Disney. We talked about the diamond squeeze. Potentially a swing there. But the Dow could definitely go higher. KKR, that was something I was watching for a swing on Friday. Just went with AAP instead, so probably not going to take that. Yum, that's too far away. OST. Ross. Good old Ross Stores. It doesn't look bad. It depends on the liquidity. Oh, it doesn't even have options. How does this thing not have options? Alright, nothing on Ross. eBay. I feel like the entry would have definitely been on Friday for this one. Yeah, I mean, the 25 calls look good. But it's too close. Personally, not going to touch that. And then, let's see, we got 4. Nothing there. All right, so we ran through that scanner. The other one just picked up on one other, which was EYPT. Nope, can't do that. Spreads are terrible, no liquidity. All right, so that's 2 of the scanners. Let's go through the monthly squeezes, see if we can find leap setups. We already looked at Disney, Qualcomm. I personally think Qualcomm wants to go back to all-time highs. Definitely picked up a decent amount of equity based off of this 61.8. Just kept holding it as support. So next level we should go back to is going to be that all-time high. And then after that, I'd be aiming for 230, 200, obviously psychological. But after that, 230. So that doesn't look bad. TXN don't care about. Abbott, I mean, maybe in the future with that. APHA, same thing. There's definitely a potential leap opportunity on APHA. I'd like to see how we close on the monthly above this trend line and then maybe come back down and retest it. And then we could look for that leap back up into all-time highs. Doc, you don't care about. Home Depot is also setting up really nicely on the monthly, just no setup right now. No idea what stock this is. Yeah, no, not gonna touch this. Lowe's. Actually, this might be a really good leap setup right here. Depending on how the month closes, I'd be willing to try that. Let's look at the liquidity and how expensive they are. Let's see this based off a monthly time frame. We're aiming for 263. We'd have to go with January. There's a lot of liquidity in the 240s for January. Could even get away with the 250s. I like lows for leaps. Really depends on the monthly though. If we get that monthly stochastic buy, then I'm with it. So, gotta wait and see how we close with this. If we get that buy signal, if you're in Team Bull, you're gonna know when I'm taking this leap. But next January looks good. Could even do the equity, to be honest with you. And stop out below like 200. So I like that a lot. We're going to throw that on there. Don't care about that. And then AutoDesk. Just got a nice little rounding bottom here. How do I calculate risk to reward intraday? It's kind of just something that you do super quick, and over time you'll get better at it over time. But it's just figuring out where my entries are and then where is the trade invalid. It's pretty much how I determine risk to reward. So if we come down to demand and we bounce demand, then I know my stop loss is on the opposite side of demand, or where we bounced within that demand. And then from there, I can say, oh, it's going to be, 5 points. All right, well, if I'm willing to risk 5 points, then I should be willing to make at least 5 points. But yeah, it'll come a lot quicker as you continue. Continue to trade. How do you set a stop swinging options? You go in, you create a sell order, and instead of clicking the limit, you'll just click where it says limit and click stop. That's how you do it. All right, so that is all the monthly squeezes. Let's see what we got for weekly squeezes. Google, we already looked at. Comcast. Don't care about. If that PBR wasn't only $16, I liked it. DVAX, don't care about WMB. I don't know why my internet's being shitty tonight. BT, we already looked at that. We already looked at that. There was a, hold on, I'm going to find the setup once we run through this, but there was a really nice weekly setup on one of the oil stocks. I sold it over the weekend. Or I sold it on Friday. I'll find it. Once we run through this. APP, definitely want to put this one on the list as well. APP. Weekly ascending triangle, weekly squeeze. I'm going to wait for that break at 45 and then look to take it up into 50. So I like that. So it's $16. Don't care about that. Somebody asked about Eli Lilly. Very nice weekly squeeze. I mean, if you're going to look for an entry, it's going to be down here. Would be your best bet. It's personally where I would look. So around like 580-ish. But it could just continue from here if that weekly squeeze fires. Boom. No, I only use the stochastic for swings and higher time frame analysis. All you gotta do is type in stochastic slow. It should pop right up. There it is. MPC. This is a very nice weekly setup that I'm watching. The only issue is they have earnings at the end of the month. I don't know if I'm willing to gamble that. But as far as a technical standpoint, I mean, it matches all my criteria for a swing. Squeeze, holding structure. We have up arrows on the squeeze. On balance volume set a new high. Stochastic buy. That's everything I look for. So, I don't know. I'll look at it throughout the week. Maybe I can find like a earnings lotto that's like cheap enough that I don't care about it. And we can play the technicals and see what happens with earnings. But definitely a very good looking setup. Don't care about that. Once we run through this list, I'll take I'll look at some of the individuals for you guys. Care about thing. Whatever that is. Nope. It's just it's misprints on the chart. With NQ. Not seeing anything else. Besides, hold on, where was that? What was that stock? This one. Entry would have been last week. But it also got, yeah, no, never mind. Got a sell signal. Well, that's stochastic. Don't like that. Tide water. Potentially, actually. Well, cup and handle action right there. Let's see. See the liquidity. Yes, it gets posted to my channel as soon as I stop the recording. Let's see. We would go with the March 75s. No liquidity. Even in February, no liquidity. I'll keep an eye on it for potential liquidity to come in, but as of now, there's no open interest in the contract, so can't really trade that. See if we have liquidity in this. Yeah, I mean, we could trade this potentially as well. Nice weekly squeeze. We got a little flag going on. We're holding that 21. So continue to keep our eye on that. Don't care about that. The earnings coming up, so don't want to mess with that. Probably missed the entry there. What number is satisfying for open interest? Honestly, the higher the better. There's no like certain number, but if I'm seeing like 200, 300, then there's not really any open interest. I'd like to see at least 800, but like 800 still isn't a lot. So 1,000, a couple thousand, just the higher the better. All right, cool. I ran through that entire watch list. I think we ran through all of them. Yes, we did. So, out of everything we looked through tonight, the stocks that I like are going to be AMD, uptrend entry, very strong breakout above all-time highs, very heavy volume on this weekly candle. Last time we had any amount of volume like that was over here. That was earnings, so that doesn't really count over here before we sold. So, gonna watch that for more upside. Google, we had that weekly squeeze. We're not that far from all-time highs, so if the market's strong, I'm just gonna look for us to trend back into all-time highs, 150, 150. Gonna watch that. Diamonds, Dow Jones looking for a swing here. Really depends if we could pull back towards that daily 21 and make it support. So we got the buy signal, we got the squeeze, the on-bounce volumes trending higher, new highs on the Dow Jones futures. So if we pull back down here, very interested in trying to swing on the diamonds, might even swing futures. Not too sure yet, we'll see. But I like that. Meta, not that far. Or actually, no. We set all-time highs by 3 cents. If we break the all-time highs, ideally what I would like to see, if this even happens, is meta gaps up above those all-time highs tomorrow, pre-market, and then it comes back down and tests it during market. We can look for a bounce if that were to happen. And then let's see, I like Roku. Netflix reports this week. Roku's going to piggyback off of it. So hit the 50% retracement over here. We got a nice little falling wedge. We'll see what happens with Netflix. Maybe we can trade this early in the week and take advantage of it if it breaks. So we'll watch Roku. Disney broke above that trend line right there. Strength above, I'd say 93.90. I'd be willing to trade it back into these highs at around 96.50. And then lows. So I really like lows for leaps. We just have to wait for the monthly candle to close. So I'd personally look to take it back up into these highs, 263.30. Very nice monthly candle. If we get the stochastic buy at the end of the month, I'm in leaps. And again, if you're in Team Bull, you're going to see that. You're going to know exactly when I enter. But yeah, like lows, app, weekly symmetrical triangle with a squeeze. Going to keep an eye on that. We'll see what happens. If it cracks above 45, look for the continuation. MPC, we have earnings coming up. I really love the technicals, so I might just look for an earnings lotto. We'll see. But yeah, going to keep an eye on that. TDW, same thing. Weekly squeeze, going to watch that. And then TDS, telephone data systems, whatever that is. And look for the pushback into these highs up here. Look at the $20 calls. So that is everything I am watching for this week. I'll give it to you guys too, just so you guys got it. Yeah. Any questions you guys got? As long as you guys are good, I'm good. Hold on, let me fix that for everybody on TikTok. Whoops. Bear with me, everybody on TikTok. There you go. Yep. Everything on my list is long this week. Really don't have any good rejects. Raccoon. But yeah. Absolutely, we're going to crush it. As far as coin, I mean, it retested the weekly 21 EMA. That's where I would have watched that bounce. So if it can hold it, I'd say hold that weekly 21 from like 117 down to 114.30 would be your support. So if it holds, you can look for more upside. If it falls below, then I wouldn't touch it. But yeah, seems like everybody's good tonight. No other questions? Hold on 1 second. Hey, you're goated for joining me on a Sunday. Awesome. Well, I guess that's it. Everybody have a blessed evening. And if you're in Team Bull, we're going to crush it this week. Make sure you guys tap in tomorrow, 8 a.m. Eastern Time. We'll be live creating the daily watch list, finalizing levels for the day. But yeah, if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed, bell notifications on. And yeah, everyone have a good night. Go watch some football, chill. Let's run it up this week. Peace out, everybody.